Hello, I'm Becca from Jylo, and I am so pleased to be joined not only by Sam from our team, but also Tony and Kurt from Howard Kennedy, who are clients of ours. Right now, we are at ILTACON 2025. It's very exciting. It's a great atmosphere. And what we want to do is just quickly, in this wonderful environment, introduce you to our clients, how they've been using Jylo, what led them to Jylo, and what they're excited about in terms of the future. So without further ado, what was the process that made you decide on Jylo? What boxes did we tick? What made you think this is going to solve our problem?
At the strategic level, we were sort of looking in the market at how we could start to dip our toe into the whole Gen AI environment and really start to explore and understand how that would benefit our organization and indeed, the industry as a whole. And when we looked in the market, there was a lot of prescribed solutions, so solutions that pushed you down a certain path. When we started to look at Jylo, we recognized that Jylo, being a LLM agnostic platform, would give you more choice in the market and give you the ability to, dip your toe in, really do some POC type, proof of concept type work with a true partner. And Jylo ticked a load of those boxes. And then what we decided to do was say, right, okay, let's actually partner with them. Let's put some skin in the game. And that's really when Kurt and the team, who really understand our business, started to engage with the Jylo team and really form this really strong partnership. And we're a year down the line and actually possibly longer than that. It's gone. I mean, the time has gone amazingly quickly, Sam. But what it's given us is a fantastic opportunity to have something that's fit for purpose for our organization with a commercial model that actually suits our size of organization.
Sam, obviously, Tony just mentioned you have been working together for a year, if not more. What have you done as head of sales at Jylo to help build out that relationship? And what does that mean for people who are interested in buying Jylo further down the line?
Adoption is key, and actually helping firms along that journey, because it's new to everyone. No one really, I think a year ago, it's fair to say, knew what the right way to use AI was. We were kind of learning together. So I think actually layering in a support from the team, teaching people how to do the more prompt engineering side of the technology is really important. Going out, actually upskilling the business. I don't know what you think in terms of ILTA, but I think that adoption side is almost as important as the technology at the moment, because actually you have to really try to get everybody to actually be going on some sort of journey with you to actually see what's possible.
That is 150% true. This whole idea of large language modeling, or actually this type of generative AI being completely intuitive, you just pick it up, you start to like natural language processing, you just talk to it and it all happens, is rubbish. Yeah, it doesn't work like that. We're so used to, in our business life, having prescribed education sessions. And this is what you do with this product. And actually, when you give colleagues products that are supposed to be, you learn as you use it, we found that was actually a real hindrance to use. And I reflect a year ago when we were here, there was almost like the hype had been so much that we were almost already in the trough of disillusionment around generative AI a year ago. The great thing is this year we understand much more about the challenge that is getting the business to adopt and start to use it. I'm going to pass to Kurt, because he's the guy that actually works closely with the business day to day to actually drive that adoption, and how working with your partner like we do with Jylo, working with our internal technology business analyst and change team, and then working with the fee earner. Actually, that is the holy grail. That's where you end up really changing things and really driving that level of innovation.
What I found is, especially when the technology first landed, I had a lot of success with our trainees. Like, they just took it and ran with it. Like, they were really happy to have access to this kind of technology. We never had any challenges with those certain individuals because they just had a natural curiosity to just try it and see. Some of the people would kind of really want this prescriptive, like, this is how you interact with the model, this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. They were less kind of keen to kind of experiment. And I had provided some like early access licenses to some of our trainees, and then they were bringing use cases to me that they'd already kind of like proof of concept to themselves and thought through, and then asked to kind of like productionize that with the help of myself, and then obviously, yourself as our partner. So that was like really successful for us. The kind of customization of, the playbooks was super key as well. And what I found was that the best way to approach it was to start with the My Assistant piece, because that's like entry level. Everybody understands that you can, talk with the chatbot, ask it some questions, maybe put a few documents in there, and it's like low committal. Whereas like I know the playbooks is the real value piece for Jylo, but to kind of contextualize it and introduce people to the idea of it, it's a really strong place to start. And there's so many use cases that we've used. So serious fraud cases, witness statements, ordering the kind of the changes, who made the changes, what inspired the changes, and giving you that kind of that timeline of actions was really helpful for our business crime team. We also did settlement agreement stuff as well, and that really launched really well for the team. They'd save like 75% of the time. And that was introduced again through My Assistant, and then it was productionized into a playbook. So it gave people like the natural step up from, like any other kind of AI platform, you can talk to a chatbot, get some really good output. But then if you want to reuse it and really kind of productionize that benefit for repeatable situations, then that's time to explore the playbook piece. So that's where we're at as a firm at the moment, is kind of moving people from the My Assistant kind of interaction to the playbook piece. And for the kind of next steps where I want to get with Jylo is a really sound understanding of the kind of, the document generation piece as well. The report building, where you can obviously prompt that playbook to output in a document very similar to your house style, and actually interact then with, a traditional workflow thereafter. So, we had really good success at the moment. We've had Jylo for about a year now, and from where we've started to where we are now, everybody's really excited internally for what it can do next, really.
Tony, now that I think you've seen everything that ILTA has to offer, being the president and all, what are you most excited about for what's coming in the AI space?
That's a fantastic question. Let's look into the future and let's see what it presents. I think for ILTA, the future is about supporting colleagues around the world, pushing the industry, challenging the industry, increasing adoption, and bringing ethical AI and generative AI technologies into the marketplace. Holding the hands of our technology colleagues and the colleagues that are lawyers, and supporting our clients through that. What it will be a complex and bumpy journey. There is no doubt about that, and I think ILTA has a world-leading role in that over the next 2, 3, 5 years. From a market standpoint, I think we will start to see a more balanced approach. I think when you look at what is out there and what you hear, there's a lot of talk in the market and a lot of hype in the market. But what I think is there'll be a few settled players who have got the commercial deal right, who have got their partnerships right, who will start to make significant inroads and real footprints in organizations that are like ours, that are looking to really keep the human in the loop. A lot of people talk about that, but actually we live and breathe that with Jylo around the human in the loop. And how does that then start to make demonstrable change and real change within a law firm like ours? And I think there's not going to be that same level of blanket approach to generative AI that we've seen over the last couple of years, where it was like, throw it at a wall and see what sticks. I think that much more traditional approach to technology change, where you've got colleagues like Kurt working directly with the business owner, business lawyers, and making those sort of changes. But I also see that we're going to really see a big inroad in the back office. I think there's way too much focus in front office. I think there's so many things that we can do in the back office that actually create that almost FOMO approach from others looking and saying, oh, actually, that's really interesting. Why can we not do that? Actually, that's something that's really making my day a lot easier, allowing me to do more intuitive stuff, more things that are of more value to my organisation. So I think we'll see a lot more of that over the next couple of years, and then from there, then that'll bleed into the legal side and the more front office, and then start to see how we build client solutions from that. But I think it's an exciting time. I've been in this type of industry for a long time, and I think it's a great time to be in the industry. I'm very envious of Kurt. He's got a few years on me, and I think it's the age of where business services people become a completely integral part of the legal framework and how law is done. I think that is really, we're just on the cusp of that. And I think with the skill sets that young guys and girls like Kurt and others, people in my team, I think they're just the future. And I think it'll be brilliant.